That's the only way you're gonna take it to the. That's the only way you're gonna take it to the next level. You know what I mean?
That's bars right there.
And living inside of your means. Because sometimes
most definitely.
A person can live outside of their means and be living for this dream, but whole time you falling behind. You get what I'm saying? With the designer, with the taking the trips, with the
it's an illusion,
trying to catch
man.
up with
It's an illusion. Just for motherfuckers to say, ooh, we see you getting money. You know, just that validity. Motherfuckers don't even be getting dressed because they like to get dressed. Motherfuckers don't be driving these cars. Listen, motherfuckers be buying cars for other people's validation, man.
For sure.
Because just because you get a new car, everybody don't have to congratulate you. Oh, you're nice, man. What's up?
Yeah.
That don't mean, oh my God, they ain't rolling. Nah, nigga, it's nice.
It's nice.
Keep hustling.
Keep grinding. The buck don't stop there, especially when you're trying to build generational wealth.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Leave nothing for the children.
That right now is success.
Yeah.
That right now
That's
is
why
gratification.
I encourage all young hustlers, all hustlers, don't stop looking at these motherfuckers you see on Instagram and really get out here and hustle. Because the motherfuckers who really hustling and really shaking and baby,
that shit on Instagram. And that shit different. Like hustling is different. Like the dynamic of hustling is different. Because you gotta understand, it was certain aspects we didn't have. Like as far as with the whole internet and this, that, and the third, like you really had to go grind, cut grass, shovel snow.
Hey man, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Sell
I mean, the
lemonade.
youngsters are so blinded that they look down upon the people who mow grass. You know, I did a dude Texas who did grass, made over $1 million. Cutting grass.
For sure.
I know a motherfucker who would make 125 and he 27. No kids. Listen, and that's
but that goes to show there's all types of different hustles out there.
Yeah, for sure.
You can be a glass maker. You gotta start being creative with these jobs.
How high glass is in demand?
That's what I'm saying. You'd be surprised.
Everything, a lot of things. Yeah. Everybody go for the easy hustle. Nobody steps outside the box.
That's important. Just stepping out of that box because, like I said, sometimes you just gotta put your brain together and grind. Even if you gotta work a 9 to 5 until you can afford to put into your grind, into your hustle.
Code, I ain't even gonna listen. I'm a dude. Run your business and work.
Right.
I want it all.
Can't leave nothing out here on the table.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Because, having a business is unsecured income. There's nothing wrong with having secure and unsecured income. I just think, us folks, and I don't speak for other cultures because I'm not those other cultures. I speak on our culture. A lot of it is because they not really understand the economics. That's why you see all these fucking podcasters and all this shit talking about the wrong shit. 50-50 and all that weird shit.
Gossip.
Listen,
drama.
When you're in a relationship with a person, you build with them. It's always going to be 50-50. And provisions are not just finance. You get what I'm saying? Because a person may not have the financial aspect, but they provide other things other than just finance.
For sure.
Because, again, finance fluctuates. It goes up and down.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta weather the storm.
Yeah, but
and you gotta weather the storm. You gotta be able to put yourself in a position to where say, you know what, things ain't flowing all the way that way I wanted to, and you gotta be able to say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead, stay down.
Yeah.
You mean not go out, not party. You mean not eating at every fast food restaurant. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and cook tonight. I'm going to say,
but you gotta understand that's the thing of them feel like they going they gotta be everywhere. You get what I'm saying? It's cool to stay in the crib and chill, man. Chill with the missus and all that.
And the kids.
And all that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Stay down. Cause once
Beans had a crazy line. He said, you ain't gotta smoke every short, youngin'.
Yeah, you don't. That's real shit.
You know what I mean? Like, you ain't gotta be on everything moving. Sometimes you gotta say, yo, I'm gonna stay down. I'm gonna stay down this week.
Yeah, I'm mobbing.
I'm mobbing. I'm lamping.
There.
You know what I mean? And then you ain't gotta be on every scene.
Don't. You ain't missing nothing.
You ain't missing nothing at all.
All you doing is seeing the same motherfuckers.
For sure.
Everybody celebrating a bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
You don't work 40 hours and you blew at the bar. Truth.
For truth. It's real.
You done blew all your money.
Mm-hmm.
Now your car payment late. You ain't paying your insurance.
No fun guns.
You know what I'm saying?
No fun guns.
You ain't got that money for baby girl or a youngin' because you know you promised him something, but you had to take this particular woman out. You just had to.
Mm-hmm.
So just saying, oh baby, I'll catch you next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make sure I take care of the kids this week.
Mm-hmm.
But even with that, it's positioning yourself to not live check to check.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's important when you have partners you build together.
For sure.
Put your resources and economics together. Economics together. 50-50 is beautiful. Most coaches don't argue about that because that's how most coaches win.
The niggas need to stop playing, man.
Because here's the thing. And this is just economics 101. I'm just going to break down. Because, this is my line of work. And I hear a lot of married couples who, they put finances before their relationship. You should not be arguing over money. Money should not be a topic.
At all.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, let's say.
What about the chatty patty niggas that want to talk that want to talk about other men's privates for some cutting?
Blame their mamas and their daddies, man. You gotta understand a lot of these men bring about women.
Yeah.
I mean, their mind wasn't thorough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And my reputation, again, I'm always gonna say that. Yeah. Cheese yourself.
For sure.
You ain't never heard about Blocker Edward speaking on another man against a vagina.
For sure. And y'all gotta understand, man, these females gonna do what they wanna do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it is, men know, it's funny, I was having a conversation. And I said to this particular person, men know of men because of women. Okay? Because women talk, but what was more, not even surprising actually, let me take that back. Men gossip more than women. Where they gossiping, trying to gossip the way into some pussy. But that's why women gotta stop giving these corny niggas pussy.
So they privileges.
I blame them too.
For sure.
Because I wouldn't even want to even conversate with a motherfucker who brings up another fucking man about the woman.
Bottom line.
So, back to what you said, what we do about them, there's nothing you can do about it. It's part of the game, homie. You just gotta hope that they understand moving forward that, that's not always going to be key.
And it's important to respect the rules of the game.
Yeah, you got to. Especially when you make them.
Especially when you make them, homie.
When you set the precedent. See, the people who fail to realize is when you open a door in a relationship, right? And you open the door, we both gotta walk through that motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
And I always say, you have to listen with an ear of listening to what the person actually saying. Take your
listening to understand and not listening to respond.
That, and again, I'm gonna say this too. When you're listening to someone talk, take your emotions out of it and listen.
Listen, for sure. And that's the key. And that's the key aspect of it, listening, because you can go so much farther with just listening and taking heed. Because at the end of the day, first of all, a person is going to tell you their true intentions. That's one. And then two, you might pick up on some jewels, whether it's telling you what to do or what not to do. So therefore, listening is environmental of moving forward. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, go back to elevation. That's the only way you're gonna be able to grow. You gotta be willing to be coachable. You can't be thinking that you're gonna do whatever the fuck you want to do and just think that, this shit gonna work.
Nah.
Because what happens when you think you got it all figured out and it don't work?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's just like, I'm back to the drawing board. Then you playing the blame game, pointing the finger at everybody the fuck else.
I'm gonna give you some shit. Where you brought that up? I remember I was doing this job, right?
Yeah.
Full of abundance. I'm gonna say the old head name, old head Jackie, man. Old head and shit, man.
Yes, sir. Old head Jack. Shout out to old head Jackie.
And we was in the truck and shit, making deliveries and shit.
Yeah. Grinding.
I was in management, but I was learning.
Mm-hmm.
I was in that particular part of transportation where I didn't know about food transport.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember him saying, he said something to me that really, we was talking and everything. And, before I got patience,
Mm-hmm.
I always was, nigga, fuck, time is now, fuck waiting. Time is now.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of saying, no, it's going to come, just don't waste no time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
just in the process.
Mm-hmm. You can't backdoor the process.
Mm-hmm.
Old head Jackie said to me, he said, young, he said, you a bad motherfucker, but if you had some patience, you be a bad motherfucker, you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that to me, I ain't saying nothing the whole ride.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, I heard what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, damn, motherfucker did just call me road running the other day.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me, slow down.
Slow down.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when he said that to me, I was like, damn.
It makes sense.
It made sense. And it
But the Bible thing of that message is you was able to be coachable and understood. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to make adjustments.
And that's the thing. You always have to be teachable and you always have to be coachable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
And that's the thing. And that's what is important, because no one's bigger than the program.
No one's bigger than the check.
No one's bigger than the check. You gotta be willing to say, you know what? Damn, you know what? I mean,
no one's bigger than the check, homie.
it's cool to get grinded. It's cool to get grinded
up. It
up.
don't matter how much money you think you got, who you think you is. If you want 15 from Walnut, you want 15 from Walnut.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to be checked to be on that shit.
For sure.
And that's what it is, homie. And some people just feel like they above the check.
Yeah, but the check, you can't be above the check.
But that's because niggas be dicky.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these dudes be dicky, and man, these niggas, these dudes, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never seen a bunch of men in my life be male groupies in my life. None of these men are men. They wanna run with the person they think got the moves. It be weird, bro. Niggas be arguing with what other niggas got. I mean, I don't give a fuck.
For sure.
I'm not a hater. I've never been that dude. I never had to, because in my mind, never cared what you make. It was in my reach.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is doable, homie.
For sure.
Everything is doable, homie.
Everything is doable. Bro.
Anything you feel like you deserve is doable.
Yeah, but that stems from laziness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Laziness, not wanting to get off your ass.
I want it, homie.
You know what I'm saying? Depending on these females and.
Well, niggas say niggas just do the bare minimum with women, but see, niggas is getting pussy gossiping. So what the fuck you expect?
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
A motherfucker can show you that they care about you and want the best for you and show you, but again, if you ain't the person she want to do all that with, you just ain't that person. But you have to be able to tell yourself, you know what? I ain't that person, and be cool with it. You get what I'm saying? Because everyone's in charge of their own emotions. I'm not accountable for nobody's emotions but my own.
For sure.
How I react is how I react. You get what I'm saying? I'm in charge of my own emotions. Anybody else, I'm not accountable for. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
So but let's roll back into this family thing. And I want to speak on the whole sheep thing, or
black sheep.
I don't like the way they treat you thing. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
People burn bridges.
And expecting you to send a float.
And the thing about it is, that's the game. You live and you learn.
Mm-hmm.
But just make sure you remember every bridge that you burn.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying? Because
I had listen. It's so crazy, right? Because it's like, how do you forget about what you did?
Well, see, that's
It's
the
about
thing.
accountability.
It's that, Cody, but you got to understand too. It depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
Some people value money more than relationships.
Yeah.
So if you money driven,
Uh-huh.
you're not relationship driven,
Yeah,
you're gonna burn bridges.
for sure.
That's like it's just like the motherfucker who, let's speak on the drug game for instance.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a motherfucker front you a brick.
Mm-hmm.
He getting 15 joints. You gonna burn him? For what?
For what?
Split you in the game. Did you a solid.
Did you a solid?
But you're burning.
Mm-hmm.
Then you burn the bridge. Because remember, his money ain't gonna keep stopping. He in 15 joints.
He had 15 drinks.
He
And
winning.
he got 15 joints for a reason.
Because he handled his business.
Mm-hmm.
So people forget they burn bridges and then expect a pass or a solid because we family. Nah. Burn your bridge.
Burn your bridge.
I don't burn bridges.
Mm-hmm.
I do good business. I stand on that. I'm looking at the camera and say this. I do good business. I stay in my business. I'm a man of my word when it comes to business. And one thing I do.
You got to. Because at the end of the day, that's about building them relationships. Relationships that take you farther than money.
That's true. And listen, I've always been a dude. I'll take shirt money up front because I'm looking long term.
Longevity. How long you gonna last? How long you gonna be in this shit? How long you gonna take this shit?
Because now, I build something with you. You're gonna tell your folks about it. That's been my whole business. I don't really promote my business. My business is just word of mouth, or I did a solid, motherfucker respected. I'm giving them play.
Well, we plugging it in now. Plug it in now.
You know what I'm saying? What?
The business.
Oh, Turner Professional Services, man.
Yes,
We
sir.
offer a mass variety of things. Accounting, bookkeeping, tax, notary public service, estate planning,
Yes, sir.
LLC formation. Ordained minister. You know what I'm saying?
What time?
Serial hustler, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, homie, but I do good business.
For sure.
And that's why, I prosper, man.
For sure. And like I said, tap in, man. Co-sign.
You know what I'm saying?
Co-sign yourself. You know what I'm saying? The website is up, link in the bio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And we repping that Turner Professional Services, man.
For sure.
We on to go for them federal and state and local contracts, man.
And we
City of Philadelphia, get at me. State of Pennsylvania, get at me. All the federal people, get at me, man. Take this money, man.
Let's get it. You've been tuned in. Stay tuned in. Stay locked in. Stay signed in. Co-sign.
The boy Block Jizzle, the Rich Nizzle. The biggest.